Hey, so I am going live and I did so very spontaneously. I did email you guys in the morning to let you know what time I'd be showing up today. But I also just hit the go live button now, so I can see that I am talking to a total of 0 people at this exact moment. But that's okay. Some of you guys can catch this on the replay. Oh, there's one person. Whoever just showed up, I would love for you to say hi. Oh, now there's about 10 people. Okay, cool. I'm glad you guys are catching this. And sorry to not give you a whole lot of warning. I kind of just showed up. So, for day 2 of our piano challenge, and by the way, this is a lovely view of my basement. The microphone's kind of sticking in the corner here. Hopefully, you guys can hear me fine. But anyway, day 2's piano challenge is pretty much the opposite of day 1. So day 1 was all about improv. I saw that you guys had been sharing your music on Facebook. So go to the Piano TV Facebook page. It's facebook.com/pianotvnet to see some of the awesome improvisations that people came up with. I was blown away, honestly. I was listening to some of your guys' music and it was like, wow, this is like pro. This sounds like a real, like I want the sheet music to the improvisation that you guys are creating. It was amazing. So definitely hop over there and check it out. So in polar opposite direction is Bartok's Mikrokosmos. So I love this book. I kind of fell in love with this book recently over the last couple years. Originally, I was kind of put off by it. A lot of people are kind of put off by Bartok because his music tends to sound really abstract. He uses a lot of modal writing styles. Not every piece has like a really nice, pleasant tonal sound to it. But this is essentially, I've talked about this on my channel before, by the way. So this isn't my first Bartok tangent. But what I like about this is there's I think 6 Mikrokosmos books, but the first one is basically you can start it if you're a total beginner at the piano. So it takes you completely from fundamentals. And then once you get to the furthest Bartok books, that's like high performance level, really complex stuff. So it's basically his complete method book. So what the challenge is today, that was a little bit of a preamble, guys, is I want you to learn one piece, just one. You could do more than one too, of course. I'm not going to hold you fast to that, but I want you to just start by learning one. Again, this is a 5 to 10 minute daily challenge. You don't want it to be overwhelming. You could sight read the first, I don't know, like you could probably, depending on how advanced you are, you could sight read the first several in that amount of time. And then it's a really nice sight reading exercise. But I would love to hear a recording of you guys doing one of the Bartok pieces. So you can kind of decide based on your own skill level. The first book starts at a preparatory level, and then by the last pages, so like exercise 36 is the very last one, it's at a grade 2 level. So for those of you in the more beginner stages, you'd want to do something from here. Even if you've been playing piano for a few years, I would encourage you to do one of the easier ones. One of the benefits of learning from this book in particular and doing these exercises, and one of the reasons that I wanted to challenge you guys to do so, is because there's 2 main things that I really like about working with Bartok's music. One is it allows you to practice legato playing. And this is where a lot of people struggle. I notice this when I'm doing private coaching. Being able to play a totally unbroken legato line and also lifting where you're supposed to is a big challenge. Not to mention, challenge number 2 is he writes a lot of canons and inventions. So this is the kind of music where your right hand is doing a melody and your left hand is also doing a melody at like a stagger. So it could be the exact same tune. So in the case of a canon, your left hand is doing exactly what the right hand does, but at a delay. It's kind of like, I don't know if when you guys were kids, you ever sang like row your boat as a round. So you would sing row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. And then as you get to the merrily, merrily, that part, then other people come in and start singing row, row, row your boat. So they overlap. And it sounds really cool. So that's called a round. So it's not exactly the same thing as a canon, but it's the same idea. And it's a really good challenge. So if you flip through the first Bartok Mikrokosmos book, you'll see that some of them are specifically labeled as canons. So I encourage you guys to check that out. The first book is probably going to be the one that most of you are going to want to look at, again, unless you're a little bit more advanced and want to give yourself a challenge. So the one that I'm going to share with you today on the Facebook page is from the second book. So I've been playing a while, and it took me about 10 minutes to pull together a piece of music from the second book. So maybe that gives you a little bit of perspective. You can find this music online for free. So that was one of the other reasons I wanted to share it with you. It's if you go to imslp.org, there are 2 different versions on that webpage. So you can download the sheet music from there and use it. And let us know which this is a good way for us to learn other Bartok pieces too, because if Kathy submits, number 36 and Florian submits number 14. And then, we get to listen to kind of a bunch of different exercises from Mikrokosmos. Sorry, I called you guys out in particular. I just looked over on the chat to see some names. So did you say the email link wasn't working for you? What I'll do is I'll repost the email stuff on the Facebook page after I'm done with this live thing, and I'll share the link with you. But if you can use Google too, you can just Google imslp.org Bartok Mikrokosmos, and it should come up for you. So, let me know and hop over to Facebook and I'll share those resources. Do you guys have any questions? This is going to be maybe like a little bit of a shorter video, but I'm happy to talk to you guys for a couple minutes. Leon says, IMSLP is the savior of musicians. I agree. I lean on them so heavily. They are amazing. You should donate to them too, because it's a community run project. It's amazing. So Electronic Tin says Bartok is insane. I agree. His music is really, really unique. So for those of you who have never heard of Bartok, I really like his Hungarian dances. So if you want to listen to something really cool, I recommend those. But do you guys have any questions, any comments, anything to add? I'm just kind of looking through this just to make sure there's nothing dramatic that I missed. A lot of you are just saying hello. So Kathy's saying it's not public domain in the USA. Oh no, so I'm Canadian. I didn't know that. I think, the USA has more stringent copyright laws. I think it's 75 years after death. Whereas in Canada and the UK, I believe it's 50 years after death. I'm pretty sure you'd be able to find some versions of Mikrokosmos. Let me know if you guys are having a hard time finding that, but surely some other musician somewhere down the line has transcribed it. I don't know if that's like a good thing for me to recommend, if that's breaking the rules or anything like that. The book is also like, I have the first 4. They're pretty inexpensive. I know that doesn't really help you out for the case of this challenge. You can't just like immediately go buy a book and do it for the challenge. But so does the UK have more stringent laws too then? I feel like I'm learning about copyright laws. Sorry guys, sorry. Okay. So what app did you use to for someone who transcribed for Mikrokosmos? Maybe let us know. Kathy's asking about Czerny versus Bartok. Totally different. I find that Czerny tends to be more exercise based. It's also written in a classical style. So his music uses a lot of tonal chords. He uses a lot of C's, F's, and G's. Those chords, if you're working in the key of C major, a lot of 1, 4, and 5 progressions. And they also tend to be more exercises. Whereas Bartok writes, I would almost compare his writing a little bit more on the Bach side than anything else, just because he tends to write in 2 separate voices, overlapping melody lines. And he doesn't really use chords in the same way. When he does use chords, it's not usually as focused on kind of the standard classical 1, 4, 5 thing. So David, you have book 1. Awesome. Yes. Looks good. Cool. So Florian says the Henley app is what allows you to buy single pages for 20 cents or something like that. That's interesting. That's good to know. I'm glad that you guys are sharing this because, like I said, I had no idea. So good to know. Ajaya. Oh man, I'm gonna butcher your name. I'm so sorry. What to keep in mind when practicing Czerny, clean technique. The classical music, it's all about clean technique. Accuracy is super important, and kind of a light nimbleness in your fingers. I don't know if that's helpful at all. Saskatchewan pride. Are you from Saskatchewan, Joseph? I hope so. I feel like there aren't very many of us. We have a very small population for such a large province. But anyway, I am going to wrap up this discussion kind of at the 10-minute mark. I'm really stoked that 80 of you managed to hop on and join me today. So that's really cool to see. Hopefully some of you will catch this later. And like I said, I'll be posting my own Bartok piece over on the Facebook page, as well as just the general overview, pretty much already stuff I've said, what the challenge is for the day. I'll send you an IMSLP link. And I would love for you guys who are here, who are also on Facebook, who aren't able to access it on IMSLP because of copyright to share other methods like the Henley method or things, so other people have the ability to participate as well. That would be super, super helpful. So really appreciate it. And thanks for joining me for day 2. Hope you're looking forward to carrying forward with this. Let's see how many of us can make it to the end. I hope I better make it to the end. I kind of have to. I'm filming these. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for hopping on.